Alright, I don't know why the mic was muted there. I clicked at it. But yes, welcome everyone to the Thin Crust Flopcast. We're off to a good fucking start already. Jesus Christ.
You did a me. You did a Tamo.
I did an Ivy is what I did. Fuck's sake. Oh, lordy lord. Why, oh why is it going to be like this today? I get the feeling it's just going to be all... Uh, but yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thin Crust Flopcast, episode 77. Now, a trigger warning ahead of time. Oh my god.
Tim, thank you for the
Tim, Tim, thank you very much for the that five gifted.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh,
you
good.
like those noises, do you? Jesus. And I started a hype train right away. Like, I'm a bit confused.
Right? Holy crap! I was just about to give a trigger warning because this is gonna be a somewhat darker episode considering some of the topics we've got that we'll be actually going across. Now, there is going to be some. Obviously, those of you who. And warning.
You are the warning? I mean, yeah, but this is a different kind of warning.
So, right. Right, let's get myself back on track here, folks. I've been somewhat flabbergasted. I got shown more than I was expected to see earlier. So,
You're welcome.
normally,
Anyway.
one of my golden rules here on the Flopcast. Hello, Beth. Because also this is going to be uploaded on YouTube. Is we usually always do our best to avoid any form of political talk and politics in general.
And the more darker subjects as well.
Yeah. However, some news has come across us that we do believe does need to actually be discussed. So, a trigger warning ahead of time. So, if you are, regardless, I'll say this. Here at the Flopcast and the Pizza Party in general, we don't really care what your political view is. Just don't try and shove it down our throat.
Yeah.
And we always do our best to stay out of any form of political view, because everyone's allowed to have their own opinion, and that's how the world works.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, some stuff has actually been slammed down that we do need to discuss. And especially in regards of darker stuff as well. In regards of the unalive stuff.
Yes.
So.
We will also, in the YouTube video, I say we as in Chaos, by the way, because it gets uploaded onto his channel. For those of you that do not want to, obviously, listen into the trigger of the unalive stuff and the political stuff, there will be timestamps put in the description as well, so you can skip ahead of those parts specifically, so do not worry.
Yeah, I will do my best to actually do the timestamps, but yes, it's just a warning for everyone who's watching this, whether you're watching live here on Twitch or watching this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know how we operate, because.
And I was gonna say, do not worry as well. We will do the triggers, like trigger warnings, ahead of time, right before we talk about it, and we will wait a few moments, like a minute, and then talk about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll give everyone like a 10-second countdown, so everyone is actually aware. Also, hello Ivy. Hi Beth.
Hey Ivy.
It's jam-packed in here today. Jeez.
Really?
The one time we're actually having to go like serious in regard to the topics, it gets jam-packed.
Yep.
Fuck's sake. Oh. Why couldn't it be our usual goofy shit? Why the world got to do us like that?
I mean, luckily I do have like one, maybe two hee ones.
I know, it's just like, you know what I mean.
No, I get what you mean. It's all good.
I do obviously have my own review on Xenoblade Chronicles X as well.
Yes, and unfortunately, I do not have my review on the second tape of Bloom and Rage because that doesn't come out for like till next month because I got my months mixed up. Typical. So you will not have a review from me today.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you will. You will actually from the new Life is Strange game. Sorry.
Yeah.
Gone.
So. Yeah. So we do have some as you guys can kind of see in regards of the description, obviously of some of the topics that will be going on today. So, anyway, before we get on to that, on to the regular stuff. You know what happens this time, ladies and gentlemen? It is time to ask that one question. Damo, the fuck you been playing the past couple of weeks, girl?
Well, thank you for saying that, man. I've been playing a little bit of Plastic Duck Simulator because Geo got me wanting to get that and it was on sale. I don't know why I'm speaking like this. I'm so sorry, y'all. A bit of Ale and Tail.
Bring it back, Damo. Bring it back.
Sorry, I couldn't help it for a minute. I got way too invested in that voice. I'm so sorry to everybody. Anyway, an Ale and Tail Tavern with Ivy, Inventor, and Dawn as well. Obviously, we didn't do Tavern Talk. I went to say Tavern Talk just out of natural instinct. We did not.
Well, I mean, technically it's over the past 2 weeks, so technically we have done Tavern Talk in between this and the last episode.
Actually, yeah, you got a point. So yeah, we did do Tavern Talk. The Southern crept out. Yeah, I know. It's great. A tiny bit of Honkai Star Rail, just do like a couple of daily bits, obviously. Until Dawn, actually. The remake version, by the way. Yeah, I heard that PlayStation button. Anyway,
as did everyone watching.
Yes. Life is Strange Double Exposure, which I'll obviously give my review on as well. So, you know, there's that. And I think, genuinely, apart from like Sims 4, that's actually, I think, about it. What about you? What have you been playing?
Well, I've been a very, very, very busy boy. Since the last episode, I've actually started playing Pokemon Pocket.
Ah, yeah, I did as well.
Yep. Not been getting as lucky on the pools as Damo has. Fucking Arceus.
Oh, that's the point. I actually forgot to send you more screenshots of the cards I've gotten over the last few days.
Jesus Christ. I've also been doing, obviously, Bleach Brave Souls. We finished the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Cursed Name run with a first attempt on the Elite Four and Cynthia. Go check it out to see how I do on that one and how close that fucking was. All I can say is, suck it, Cynthia! You and your fucking guard job! Been doing a bit more of a Star World, which I got Huo.
Nice.
Just out of, I think, 4 temples. So, yeah.
Very nice.
So, I also got Bernice in ZZZ.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm trying to build up more of a fire team on ZZZ. Let's see what else. Obviously, been doing Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Finally beat that, as you guys could have actually seen that the other day. And started Xenoblade Chronicles X with Beth literally last Thursday. And if you want to see that whole thing, you can go check it out or actually on YouTube, because I've been uploading my Xenoblade Chronicles X playthrough, story-wise at least. So, Christ, what else I've been doing? Oh, jeez. I've been kind of all over the show, like, because I've just been like doing other things while waiting for games, you know.
No, I feel that.
Having a couple of surprise game-wise, though, on updates, like Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6, the Pixel collection got updated, but that's just fixing bugs and adding more languages. So, yay. But yeah, that's kind of basically been... been it, really, in terms of what I've been up to. Because again, I've just been waiting for like games and seeing if I have the finances.
So that does beg me the question, because something arrived for you earlier today, didn't it? And I'm not talking about just beforehand, obviously, because I'll let you talk about that bit. But have you installed your new game yet?
Installed, because I got it in physical copy. I got Bleach: A Rebirth of Souls. Yee.
So I think you've not been doing any little taste testing?
Alright. So I have been on there and I have played it. I've not touched the story. I've actually just been working out the controls and working on my 2 mains that I'm probably going to be using if I play against anyone. Those of you wondering, it's Yoruichi and Honeybell.
Yes, because I know you've been excited to play the game and stuff like that, so...
Yeah. Although, I will say it's sad not hearing Laura Bailey as Tia Honeybell. But the woman has actually stepped in, has got quite the resume.
Okay.
She plays the actual female Byleth in Fire Emblem Three Kingdoms. So, and considering I actually really like Three Kingdoms, which I need to actually do a run on stream at some point for that one. This is a really good game. Way better than Engage. Although I think this community is actually kind of a bit more loving of Engage, considering the fact there's actually a character in there called Ivy.
Yes.
Which turned out to actually be Ivy. Which also turned out to be one of the strongest characters in the game. Fucking like, she just do so much damage despite being magic only to be able to go far due to the fact she's riding a dragon. She's got strong magic which breaks through so much damn stuff. I don't know how. Literally, I got that worked out, but literally stronger than any other. Oh, we gotta bring her up again.
But this is the thing though, Ivy. You know, just like Emblem Engage, Ivy, you are one of the strongest people that we know. So it's more of a compliment, if anything else. Well, it's not even more of it. Only a compliment.
Only in this instance, the community didn't vote on who was going to marry you. In case you guys wondering, I put up a poll when I was actually streaming Fire Emblem Engage, and basically from a bunch of characters that I liked, the community voted for the Ivy character for my character, the romance, and it's like literally the first event for her. Literally was the character, because it seemed like they hated us. And just out of nowhere, like, I got something to tell you. It's like, okay, let's get any anything that's bothering you out in the open so we can work this out. I love you. And you literally hear, it's literally a clip. You literally hear me fucking choke because I was not expecting that 180 from hating us and wanting to kill us to I love you. Huh? That fucking threw me for a damn loop and a half.
Well, actually, the Destiny community did rolling on the floor, laughing. Says waffle. Jokingly.
Oh, yeah, I know. The Destiny community chose you on that one. Well, actually, I know. I believe it's your trigger finger that chose that one, Ivy. Ivy's relationship to Sam. Probably, I think, one of the greatest modern day romances. She kicked his ass in Destiny. They ended up inviting her to join them. And after basically being so dominating on Destiny 2 for so damn long, well, the rest is history, basically. But with all that being said, though, folks, I think we do need to get into the action. Now, I do believe one of the things that we should do is get the trigger stuff out of the way first.
I was just about to say that, yes.
So then everyone else can enjoy the rest of this. So, I will start. Now, political warning in regard to this one. I don't think this one really has any sort of like political view. I just think it's kind of stupid on the ramifications of it more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, political warning. This is your 10-second warning. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, I was made aware of this by Tenchi, to which I then actually looked into this, and several places who seem to be talking about this, but I don't think it's been spoken enough. And, well, basically, the Texas Senate have put forth a bill that proposes criminal penalties for possessing or distributing obscene material involving minors, including animated content, video games, and AI-generated media. Now, normally, that'd just be a way of that'd just basically be another bill to obviously say, hey, underage shit, not good, period. No. If it was just that, wouldn't have an issue. We wouldn't even be talking about it. Because we don't like those diddlers, no one way, shape, or form.
Nope.
But it's what there's basically been aiming at. The wording could target works like Persona 5, Kill la Kill, and Monogatari. And the way it's worded basically says, well, as it says, could target anime and video games. Now, I don't know if that's exactly what they were aiming for in regards of it. But it is concerning. The fact that it's actually being looked at with the wording of the way it is. Now, I can't exactly... I did have it at one point. I did find it at one point, but I seem to have lost what the actual bill says itself.
Mm-hmm.
But the bill itself defines obscene material as content lacking serious literary, artistic, political, or scientific value which introduces ambiguity. The vagueness means works featuring high school aged characters or suggested themes could be scrutinized. Now, where's the limit on that? It might actually just be aimed at CP. And if that's all it is aimed at, then fair enough.
Yeah,
but the fact is, it's not the fact is people have tried to reach out and there's been no
confirmations.
So it's caused a bit of a concern. So obviously it's only in Texas, but the fact that no one was actually really saying anything about it, because it got put through not as an actual law yet, that it's just been put through as a bill and will be looked upon as discussed as an actual law. So if the way it worded does actually target the works like Persona 5 and it's a very bad move in my book. Because Persona 5, yes, it has dark themes, but it does something that not many other forms of media... It does something that most other media isn't willing to actually tackle, and it tackles all the variation of forms of abuse that young people do tend to sometimes face when adults abuse their power. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why Persona 5 is as popular as it is, because it shows
Yeah.
it brings them to light.
It not only brings them to light and the issues are then brought forward, but it's also there as a, at least in my opinion, like an educational thing. Like, you know, not to fully like understand it or anything like that, but to kind of like maybe give like a bit of an idea on like, you know, this is what happens in the real world, but doing it in a way where it's, you know, for older teens to play, for example. Because they're more able to, in most cases, understand.
Yeah. To show
what it kind of like what's going on and what's happening.
I think another way to actually look at Persona 5's message is to basically say, hey, you're not alone.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I think it shows most out of anything else. In regards of
and not
like...
just that, but to overcome it as well, if you think about it. Sorry for interrupting.
No worries. I also interrupted a couple of times, so apologies. Obviously, there's been various states that have been trying to ban anime for some time. That's not exactly been a secret. And we don't cover the political side of things here, but if they are finally actually trying to full-on ban and target, especially in Texas, considering the amount of voice acting studios there are in Texas...
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry, that's not exactly going to end well for them. Not to mention the amount of conventions that also happen in Texas. And there are a few gaming studios also in Texas. But notice how again, it's targeting stuff coming from Japan, coming from the East. Again, it's like... It has, again, as Ivy is pointing out in the chat, obviously I don't have chat up when we do these, but Ivy is, maybe they're trying to sneak it back into the limelight again. I hadn't heard anything, but I'll keep an eye out, which is why it hasn't gone through yet. In regards of it, I do hope it doesn't go through, because the amount of studios then will literally have to leave. Because the way it was originally worded, because the article has been updated a couple of times, the most recent iteration of this was updated on the 17th. And Tenchi brought this to my attention literally as soon as it had happened, or as he was made aware of it. So, for those of you in America, it might be worth actually looking into. And if you do believe that is something maybe that you need the people of that state to clarify on the actual ruling, you might want to actually reach out to try and actually get some form of clarification.
100%.
So
100%.
Yeah, it's not good if it is aimed at targeting that media. If it is, though, aimed at, and it's just poorly worded, at CP, then fair enough. Just whoever wrote it may want to rethink their wording. Keep yourself safe for streaming and stuff. Yeah. Just try to get information, try to be informed. And those of you watching on YouTube, if you do have any information in regards of this, do put it in the comment section for us to actually find out, so then we can be aware if it is just in regards of the bad stuff, or if it is targeting anime and games of that nature. So we're going to move on.
Sorry, I'm just doing your timestamp.
Yeah, thank you. So in regards, so obviously we got another dark topic to come up on Damo's end, which Damo did come across and did do research on, and unfortunately it is true. So this one does involve, unfortunately, a bit of a tragedy.
Yes.
So here is a 10-second. Here is your 10-second warning if you do not like talks of that type of nature.
Yep.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there we go.
There we go. Yes, so this article I initially came across on TikTok. Obviously, the warning has been had, and I've been just writing down the timestamp at the start and the end for it as well. Yeah, so basically, this was reported on the 18th of this month. There is lots of, well, quite a bit of coverage because it's, especially in the UK because it's happened in the UK. And basically, UK, this is just the headline. UK teen unalived his family, and yeah, after being chosen by Walking Dead's Clementine. The reason why I went is because I don't really want to say that next bit of the headline because it's a bit, oh Jesus Christ. Anyway, so this is from the updated article, which was linked into the original one on Go Nintendo. So the update is that this person has now been sentenced to 49 years in prison for his crimes and will not be eligible for parole until at least 2074. In September of last year, this person had unalived his mum and siblings and appeared in Luton Crown Court for sentencing, admitting in front of the room that he had planned these things several months in advance, as well. And in details obtained by the BBC, it was revealed a disturbing obsession with Clementine, a young female character from the Walking Dead games pieced together by Telltale. He insisted that it was his goal to join her in death and that he had been chosen by her for his mission. Almost distracted me too, sorry. It is a bit of a heavy subject, and I do deeply apologize if you are watching this right now and it has triggered you. I do deeply apologize, but it is something that we do need to talk on.
Yeah. Because unfortunately, it's stuff like this that unfortunately does have anti-video game people jump up and down saying all video games cause this, that, and the other.
Right, exactly. He also stated in his defense, his barrister had stressed that he was perhaps tainted by an internet wormhole that caused something very wrong to happen with the teenager's psyche.
Yeah.
And he even posted a video online after the unaliving of his family in which he expressed, "I am the chosen one, chosen by Clementine. I am guided as..." Trigger hit religion. "I am guided as Christians are guided by Jesus Christ."
Yeah.
He also uploaded the videos ahead of time before committing the crimes, revealing his distinctive outfit and revealing a plank of wood in place of a no-no gun that he said he'd eventually use. So the good news is that he's been jailed, like sent to prison for 49 years. Now, what I will say is that when it comes to games like the Walking Dead Telltale series or anything that has multiple choice, 9 times out of 10, they will tell you your actions have consequences. And the reason why I personally love the game so much, if you guys all remember me streaming it many, many years ago, two of my favorite characters were Lee and Clem. I loved them the second my eyes were on them. Like, yes, these are my favorite characters because I did also previously play it years before off stream, well, the first couple episodes. Anyway, so yeah, with the Telltale Walking Dead games technically, they do give you consistent warnings, like make your choice, but it will have consequences.
The butterfly effect.
The butterfly effect. In a way, like Until Dawn does. That explains the consequences. Even Life is Strange. A lot of story multiple choice games, they explain this.
Yes.
I personally do not think that's okay to kind of be like, yeah, like I understand the guy may have been obsessed with the character a bit too much, and that's putting it lightly, because no one should ever do this.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, regardless. And I understand that the family and friends, or even the school or higher education, if it's a higher education, we don't know, didn't see the signs. But
it's
I'll let Chaos continue, because it's a bit of a hard,
yeah.
hard one for me to talk about.
So basically, it's sad that the people that were around them didn't notice the signs, because usually with these type of things, there's usually some form of a sign. It's subtle, but there are usually signs.
Yeah.
And to essentially kind of, he says that he was going to try and join Clementine. If you haven't played the Walking Dead Telltale games, slight spoiler for what I'm about to say, but at the end of it, on the third one, the final part, Clem is still alive. Ergo, the fact he perceived Clementine as someone real, technically him unaliving would have basically been contradictory to that reality. So, but I will say this, because I do think we need to move on from this bit. If you do feel yourself slightly having issues or having very dark thoughts of that nature, do reach out to someone, anyone, to try and talk to, whether it be someone from a mental health team, a friend, a family member who you trust, to then hopefully maybe help you get out of the dark place.
And this goes across the board as well for any kind of like mental health. Like, even if you're just feeling really down and you've got dark, depressive thoughts, or even if you don't have, that, but you still feel like you need to talk to someone to stop yourself from doing something stupid. Subconsciously or consciously, it doesn't matter. Please do not be afraid to reach out to someone. There are phone numbers, text lines, even emails, live chats. Somebody will talk to you if you feel like you cannot go to a family member or a friend.
Yeah.
Those resources are there for a reason. It's not specifically just tailored to one part of the mental health psyche. It's across the board.
Yeah.
So please do not be afraid to reach out.
There are way more resources nowadays than there ever has been to help with young people and their mental health, even more so considering the state of the world, as well as all the information at hand and the pressure that's put on young people, as well as anyone really.
Yeah.
So, as a final note, do reach out and ask for help. No one will criticize you for asking for help.
Exactly.
We're not alone in this life. Don't put yourself in that. So, just make the timestamp demo.
Yep, do that out.
Well done. Thank you. I'll have to adapt, obviously, because I'll obviously cut a bit out of the intro. But
Yeah,
that gives me an area to look at when I obviously get it uploaded.
Like for the actual story, yeah.
Yeah, when I get it uploaded on YouTube. So, from dark to... from dark and depressing to rather surprising, really. Now, obviously, we've done our best to kind of document the controversy surrounding Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Ah, yes.
There's been a lot going on in regards of it, and there was actually even some speculating, myself included at one point, whether it would actually possibly even make it to release. Well, it has actually released, and on Steam, it has a very positive rating currently. Now, bear in mind, this is actually note of the note or date time of recording this was the 24th of March 2025. So it may change after this. So if it has, just note that this has happened. That any changes will happen after this. I looked into this on Steam as I usually do, and currently it is an all reviews essentially very positive 8,787 out of those amount of reviews. So, hey Lion. Kane.
I knew straight away because of sword.
Yeah, they changed their name. So, I did look into the reviews, and there were obviously some which you can clearly tell are people just spam baiting because they just want to like put the game down. Some are clearly trying to just do nothing but promote the game. I actually took a few screenshots to of some of the reviews, and I took screenshots showing pros and cons from one person, which I believe is actually a good thing. The fact that there are those actually willing to say pros and cons. They said like beautiful graphics and lighting, environment is huge, setup. Nowadays gameplay is solid. For them, the combat system is far best one yet among the RPG games. Blah 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 blah. They have said in regards to the cons, writing is abysmal, one of the worst in the franchise. Main story is the same cliche. World is dead, zero interactivity. The faces are good, the cutscenes are just bad. Exploration is non-existent. Every time you enter feels the same. Now, one comment on the con that actually caught my interest. Yasuke, which is the character that caused the most controversy, doesn't belong in a game, and I mean that gameplay wise. And technically they are right, considering he doesn't really fit, his gameplay doesn't really fit the motif of the Assassin's Creed. So I could somewhat agree, but I have not played the game. We're merely just pointing out the fact that despite all the controversy that's led up to it coming out, currently has a positive rating. And it has only been out for, a few days?
Something like that?
So, I don't know if that's actually going to change. I imagine that might sway here and there. I know they've already patched out, done a day one patch where you can't destroy shrines anymore. And considering how the Japanese are very proud of their shrines and take care of them, that was obviously a massive no-no. So obviously they had to patch that out. Which you'd have thought if they'd have actually really done their research, they'd have made sure that you can do that to begin with before. But, when a company claims to do research and doesn't. Now, some people obviously are questioning why there's microtransactions in a single-player game with a $70 price tag. Have you played the past 3 Assassin's Creed games? There's microtransactions in those.
Yeah.
This isn't something new. Some people, obviously, the fact that some people are actually even feeling like a story-driven game like this now is just something to play whilst they're listening to a podcast. It'd be kind of ironic if they were listening to this while playing it. Just saying. The irony. There has also been issue with, because people have had, in order to actually play the game, they need to be able to get into Ubisoft Connect. And apparently there's been quite a few instances of people not being able to actually play the game as a result of there being an issue with Ubisoft Connect. So, I don't know if that's just on Steam or if that's actually on console as well. But it's interesting, the fact that they've still managed to go through with it, and it's actually received positivity. Because, to be honest, when I first heard that there was actually going to be a Japanese Assassin's Creed game, I was optimistic. So...
That's a bit 50-50, but I will say this, though.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually looking to see, obviously, if it would come to, like, Game Pass and stuff like that, because it's not really been spoken about for Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I can try and play it, like, you know, get a little taste test for it, see if I actually liked it.
Yeah.
And even though I've got the Xbox game app up now, and I typed in just Assassin's Creed, and it's not there.
Interesting.
You've got Assassin's Creed Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, which obviously is on the Game Pass. But, yeah, no, nothing else Assassin's Creed related in that aspect.
Interesting.
So, that is quite interesting, all things considered. Didn't Ubisoft have a thing with Microsoft/Xbox?
I believe so. Like, even then, why wouldn't it be on the Game Pass? They normally like getting like AAA games on the Game Pass.
I think it may have been the amount of backlash. That's just my theory, anyway. Because it's literally Assassin's Creed Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, Dishonored 2, Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, Hitman, World of Assassination Deluxe Edition, etc., etc. So the fact that it's not even there, considering as well the Xbox app does also have Xbox games you can buy specifically for your Xbox on it. As you know, we've kind of later found out.
Yeah.
And it's not there at all, which is actually kind of surprising. Like, I'm not being funny. I wouldn't mind playing it as someone who's played Assassin's Creed, like, you know, since, well, an ex from a very long time ago kind of introduced me to this. Well, the first one, but the second one I had more of attention span to. You know, and I started playing there from like the 360 era.
Well, the second one was actually just better in general. The first one just...
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
The first one was just... I'll say this. The first one, that showed the possibility, and they learned what to do from then on in regards of it. And and literally, the entire series of 2, literally was the best.
Oh, 100%.
I would say this, like, 2, Brotherhood and Revelations were literally the best. Like, 3, it felt like a step down from it. It didn't have the same luster as those did. And a lot of people would say Black Flag was obviously the next best one, or the best one. I kind of didn't like the pirate ship, ship mechanic.
Yeah,
it was kind of annoying for me.
That was my issue. It wasn't so much like, oh, it was annoying. It was the fact that no matter how much I tried, it just would not go the way that I needed it to.
Ivy just
worded it. Okay, I guess, like, on the, like, you know...
Ivy worded it best. The first one was a tech demo. The second one had an actual story. that's a very... you know what? That's actually a good description. I think I'll actually describe that in future. That's actually a good...
Oh, 100%.
That's actually good. Well done, Ivy. Well done.
Thank you.
But yeah, in regards of Shadows, I hope that they actually can sort their shit out.
Yeah.
I hope that Ubisoft can actually sort their shit out. And obviously,
and again,
as stated, we didn't know if they would actually even make it to the end of the fiscal year. There's been speculation on-off. And especially also with there possibly being rumours of them maybe selling some of their IPs, Assassin's Creed being one of them, to Tencent. There's been no actual facts backing that up yet, so don't take that as what I've said as actually being gospel. Look into it, and if there's nothing, then that's all it is, it's just rumour.
Exactly.
So, well done, Assassin's Creed Shadows, for actually having a bit of a successful release. And
oh, Ivy's asking, can I join for a second? I have some info because I played it too.
Oh, yeah, sure. Hop into yeah, if you can hop in, do so. If not, hop into waiting room. I'll move you in.
Surprise guest. Woo!
Indeed. I know, Ivy normally doesn't get to do these, so...
I know, I'm so happy.
Yeah. They still asked for charging £100 deluxe edition at the beginning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
But-
couldn't justify the price, honestly.
But I still question like where them saying like gamers need to get used to not owning their games. But anyway, here is the Ivy, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the very special guest.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Now, you said you have some info for us as someone who's actually played it, and I would actually appreciate your input.
Mm-hmm. Give us your
Alright.
review, baby.
So, okay. So the map is beautiful. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I swear. They did a one-on-one of all of the islands, you know? And they actually got a way to make the lighting beautiful. The trees are amazing. The art is perfect.
So they actually managed to sort the art out because there was actually some accusations of possibly some of it being AI.
Yes. No, actually, they, last minute pulled the people from, the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they pulled them in and they got them to work on the fighting system and, helped finish out the map.
No wonder it's caught your interest.
Right? Now, what's really funny is you can tell because a couple of the weapons just, if you've ever played Sands of Time, it feels like the moveset from Sands of Time. I swear. They yanked it from that program and put it into the fighting system.
I do have a question.
Yes.
I want to ask this question because obviously one of the biggest things was obviously specifically for the Japanese people, obviously Yasuke.
Okay. Now,
Now I got to ask because
unfortunately,
I was actually going to ask because I had a theory that maybe that's not actually Yasuke, but he adopts the name as someone else, but is actually someone else. Is that the case, or is that actually just?
unfortunately, I stole the controller from Sam, and I only got to play with Naue.
Okay.
So I don't have any info on Yasuke. At some point later, maybe you can talk to Sam off stream and get some more info from him.
Mm-hmm.
Or
if anyone
'cause
actually,
he's busy right now.
or if anyone is actually
Or if anybody else has
who is actually watching this and has actually played the game, if that is actually the case and there's actually someone else, please put in the comment section to maybe give some clarification. His name is really Jeff. Oh no.
His name is really Jeff.
Wait, it's in Jeff the Shark from Marvel Rivals. Blah, blah!
Yeah, right. Your name Jeff.
Ah!
Oh my
I'm sorry, but every
God.
time I hear Jeff, I just think of his trailer where he's actually singing the Marvel Rivals theme.
Yes.
Little feats.
Yes. The only downside information that I have, and I forgot to send you this, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're all good. You're all good.
Tyler had it looked up. Unfortunately, a day or two after the game came out, they fired the entire team.
Really?
Which means, yeah, the whole team. They were supposed to keep the team members that were actually working and weed out the ones that weren't. But they just threw a holy hissy fit. The family did, who owns the company. And they got rid of the entire team, which means our Prince of Persia team is now missing.
What a bunch of dicks!
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm sorry. They brought him in
mad.
to literally save the fucking game. They saved the fucking game, and then they say thank you. Now you're fired.
Yeah.
Ubisoft,
Goodbye.
Ubisoft, the company that says, "Hey, gamers have to get used to not owning their games." Well, guess what? If you're working for them, you have to get used to not having a job there. Jesus,
Yep.
that is so fucking bad.
Yep. It's terrible.
Oh, jeez. Well, thank you, Ivy, in regards to that. Would you actually like to stick around for the rest of the episode?
Yeah, I'll hang out. But that's all the info I've got.
Well, that's good, because I believe it or not, I actually have some Armored Core news. Armored Core 6 news, actually, later on.
Okay.
Yeah. So, with that being said, though, Damo,
Yeah.
you're up next with your article.
Well, speaking of Steam specifically, this is on Game Rant. It came. It came. Let me have my funny 5 minutes. It's okay. Anyway, so yeah, basically, it seems Microsoft accidentally teased Steam on Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? The article reads as is, Microsoft may have accidentally revealed that Xbox consoles will get Steam support in the future. As Sony and Nintendo have surged ahead in terms of console sales, Microsoft has been focused on expanding its software services to new markets, including handheld, smart TVs, and mobile platforms. It now seems like it may take that software and third-party support even further by letting fans access Steam games from the Xbox app down the road. As competitive as the console wars can be, Microsoft has shown it's not afraid to play nice with competitors' systems. Its emphasis on Game Pass shows it's not too concerned about driving people to play on their own hardware exclusively. It may not need such exclusivity anyway, as the PlayStation users accounted for 64% of Microsoft game sales in December of 2024. I am also kind of one of those people from the Xbox app. Whoops.
Well, you're playing it on
which
you're playing it on a superior system, aka PC. So.
Look, we're all hybrids here. We don't need to talk that shit, okay?
yeah, I'm facing Master Race.
Okay, but it also doesn't help that your PlayStation is dead as well.
True, but I think to be fair, either way, even if it weren't broken, I'd still be sticking to my PC.
It also doesn't help the fact that you don't charge your damn Switch either.
No, I know. Anyway.
Tetra's attack lane?
Which helped... No, my Switch is dead.
Charge it.
Which helped it become the world's leading video game publisher. Given it such a history, it wouldn't be too surprising if Xbox started supporting other game platforms within its own home screen in the name of convenience, quote unquote. Quotation marks. Anyway, Microsoft detailed its commitment to gaming accessibility in a March 20 blog post, but may have initially revealed more than it wanted to. In a now deleted image acquired by The Verge, a mock-up of the reworked Xbox UI shows a category for Steam games in the user's game library. The menu option shows up on a TV, suggesting Steam support on Xbox consoles and on a tablet and Asus ROG Ally. Microsoft has previously stated it wants to combine Xbox and Windows experiences on handhelds, so providing access to Steam games under the Xbox app on these devices could be a part of that move towards greater functionality and user-friendliness.
Quick question.
Yeah.
With obviously the possibility of Steam support and obviously getting Steam games on the Xbox, are they essentially just turning the Xbox into a cheap PC at that point? At that point.
Yeah, technically.
Because it's like, the whole point of consoles was literally to play, like, do something different. But if they're essentially... Because I remember reading something, this was many months, I think it was at one point during last year when the whole legal thing was going on about the acquisition. that one person, one former member of the Microsoft team, literally said it's no longer Xbox games, it's Microsoft games.
Well, yeah, because Microsoft
Yeah.
bought Xbox and went from there.
And essentially, it's like it's no longer what it is. And essentially, is this just another step of essentially saying, "Hey, here's a PC"?
Possibly,
No,
but again, not necessarily at the same time.
Well, I'm sorry. It just seems like that. It's like, hey, you can have access to your Steam games on there. It's like, isn't it? Are you literally just gonna start? You might as well just start making like cheaper PCs at this point.
I mean, it all depends on the person's budget. To be fair, like.
Yes, Avi?
Steam has been trying to find a way to make an app for ages.
Mm.
And they've been partnering a lot more with Microsoft, so it doesn't surprise me.
Jesus Christ, Lion. Lion, hey, I don't want back problems. I like lying on my bed PC, for fuck's sake. So, alright, that's interesting. So it's a possibility, or was it merely just something they're testing out?
It's not even like it was a mistake that part was shown because it's meant for the future stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it also, I think it genuinely depends because some PC games genuinely aren't on console.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it depends. Like, are they primarily going for the ones that are compatible with at least Xbox controllers, so you know it's going to kind of be somewhat ported to Xbox a bit?
That would make sense.
You know,
I
do
would imagine
genuinely...
it would be the Steam Deck ones.
Oh, yes. I hadn't thought about that, actually.
I mean, yeah, because that is technically a handheld console, so it could work.
But here's the thing, though. Like, considering it was shown, like, now for a short time, does that mean it's only going for next gen? Or current gen?
More than likely. It more than likely will be next gen, yeah.
Just thinking, it's like, there's a possibility there, and like, if it is actually going to be the case, then fair play to him. Fair play. It's not actually a bad move. Because it actually does open up the doors, which I think is something that Xbox really does need to do, because the amount of exclusives that are on there, not much. In terms of exclusivity, PlayStation do have them beat by a country mile.
Oh, yeah. But at the same time, like, you know what Xbox are infamous for when it comes to the fucking console wars and bullshit like that. I think it could genuinely be like a nice thing that they're trying to do for the community or whatever, but obviously considering Xbox/Microsoft history.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, like, at least in my opinion, genuinely, the console wars helped to bring relevancy. A bit of a controversial opinion, I know. But that's just my opinion, I'm entitled to that. Yeah. However, I think maybe it's their way of trying to ignite a little bit more because they want to see what Sony do. Because remember what Xbox was created in spite of Sony.
Yeah, true.
In spite of PlayStation.
True.
So it could be reigniting that for the relevancy of consoles and handheld consoles specifically, maybe to be brought into light. And they could be hiding behind, I don't know, like, just as a bit of a guesswork here, but, you know, like hiding behind see, we're multi-platform exclusive now. Look at that. Not only can you play our games, like, well, the majority of our games on the PC, but now you can even play PC games on your Xbox. Buy it.
Although, not gonna lie, it does feel like, I'm sorry, if you're able to play Xbox games on your PC for a while, it does kind of make sense for the reverse to start to maybe become true.
Oh,
so
yeah,
this
definitely.
may have just actually been something that's been in works for a while. And if it
possibly.
And if it is only just that, then fair play, they took the time with it to make it actually possibly a thing. So actually a fair play move on their part.
Well, yeah, but obviously we won't know until it happens. So it's all well and good us talking about it, but at the same time, like, you know what I mean? Like, we won't know until it actually happens, and that's if it happens, because we all know what, like, things can be like, just in general, you know, the Scream series, for example, I believe it was the second or third one that had to be rewritten script-wise because it kept getting leaked.
Yeah.
And it has, Xbox have been known to kind of like do a very similar thing.
So, for the sake of obviously time and moving on, we'll just say currently this could actually be a good thing.
Yes, it could be.
So we'll leave it at that for now. So, moving on. So, obviously we've had talking about various things, and obviously I've stated how I feel remakes and remasters have kind of been dominating the market for a little bit of time, and that's kind of like a lot of people will talk about. And there's been some golden oldies that have been left behind.
Yes.
And to anyone that's actually listened to me for 5 minutes, you'll know I believe Onimusha is one of those ones, which they're starting to now correct. Yay. Well, another one that's actually being remastered and getting a PC and console release date, much to my surprise. A game back from the PlayStation 1 era.
Oh.
Yes, this one I believe is actually a legit, genuine, necessary remaster, because it wasn't just on last gen, i.e. Last of Us. Oh, Last of Us Remastered! Last of Us Remastered 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fuck off. So, not many of you may know of this name, but Croc, Legend of the Gobos.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I remember playing Croc.
Yep, well, that's coming on to console and PC. It's to be more specific, it's coming on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch very, very soon.
Ooh.
How soon? 2nd of April.
Nice.
That soon. Yes, my mother's birthday. And Best Mum as well, if I remember right.
I believe so, yeah.
But yes, Argonauts, fans of developer Argonauts, warmly remembered 3D platformer Croc, Legend of the Gobos, are in for a blast of nostalgia after a bit of a delay. Was technically meant to be out last year, but they delayed it. It was previously announced remaster has been given a release date and is launching, as I just stated. Croc Legend of Gobos, for the uninitiated, or young, launched for the original PlayStation back in 1997.
Damn, I was 1 year old.
In the guise of the titular crocodile on a journey through Gobbo Valley, in a bid to free their friends from the evil magician Baron Dante. The resulting adventure wasn't exactly a classic of the genre, but it certainly had fans, myself being one of them. Because it was simple. And at the time, it was also another test for the analog sticks that had just actually come out in regards of it. Mm-hmm. With Ape Escape being obviously the initial ones that welcomed it. So, with obviously the coming of Croc, I do think that might act... Because it's an old game that not many people are aware of. And yes, it does mean that I am old, but I don't care. I loved Croc.
Why?
It's frustrating. It had tank controls, but I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It was simple. It was simple. It was straightforward. Obviously, are we going to see Croc 2 get a remaster? I hope so. But the fact that we're getting Croc 1 in general, I think is something that's been a long time coming. Because we've seen other PlayStation 1 titles get remasters, i.e. Spyro and Crash. And Ape Escape. So why not others like Croc? The PlayStation 1 had so many memorable titles. The PlayStation 1 and 2, I personally feel, were like the greatest era in video games. Mm-hmm. Just because the amount of diversity in regards to the games and the fact that it brought so much to light as well. Play the game, never knew how to save my progress. Lol. But yeah, no. Look forward to that. And maybe at some point you'll see your boy playing it on a stream.
Nice.
And you'll see how old games were done. How proper games were done. How they could easily just be simple. Because that shit was, again, fun. Demo?
Dun dun dun. Yes. Life is Strange double exposure sales were a large loss for Square Enix, which, no, honestly, no shit. This also ties in with my review, by the way. So the financial report, well, the latest financial report, sorry, has been revealed that Life is Strange double exposure was a large loss for the company, making this a sequel look unlikely. Is it sad that I may not get to play a newer installment of Life is Strange? Yes. However, this is coming from my point of view. Also, this was put on thegamer.com and published on the 13th. However, justifiably so, it may be the last one, because they literally, when I say I noticed it like that, I can't remember who was in the VC with me as I was playing it at the time, but I literally just went, oh no. Why? Because the lovely lady that has played Chloe Price in the previous installments, even in like a little teaser hint for Life is Strange 2, you know, obviously if you pick the ending where you keep her sort of situation, which I have done near enough every time, but I digress. Anyway, back on topic.
Stop rambling.
Obviously she's not a part of double exposure at all. They actually brought in a completely different voice actress in for this, and I could definitely tell straight away that the voices did not align. Which, don't get me wrong, the game is good, it's still a bit buggy and all that stuff or whatever. Will it ever get fixed? Probably not.
I mean, Life is Strange in general was buggy itself, but...
It was, especially the remaster they did for the first one.
I thought the first one was buggy.
But that was because the remaster for the first one, it was mainly lighting glitches and stuff like that. It wasn't anything like too game breaking.
Oh, mine crashed.
Honestly.
My original version crashed so much.
Oh, I'm talking about the remaster, but yeah, no, I feel you that though. Leave Damo alone, Chaos. Rambling is a virtue.
Here's the thing: when Damo rambles, Damo can go literally off on a topic, and we could lose it for the next 3 hours.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm just trying to kind of like keep it short, hence why I keep going. What? Anyway,
yeah. Someone's got to pull back on the collar.
Yeah, and so far from what I've played, looks-wise, graphically, it's very pretty. Story-wise, a tad underwhelming, but I'm okay with it, basically. The fact that they even, with the replacement voice actress, now don't get me wrong, she's a good voice actress, but she is not Chloe Price, she does not fit the role, in my opinion. However, you know, you do you, boo. We have lots of faith in you. Go and chase your voice actress streams. You're all good. However, noticing that difference straight away and not liking it wasn't just because, oh, it's a new voice actress, where. No, it's the fact of this new voice actress had to redo the older lines from the original game. Like, you know, the first one. And it kind of broke my heart a little bit, because not only would you have saved money, time, and resources in a way, you would have still been able to keep your fan base around. Like, the way, like, you literally have two options, which obviously highlight Life is Strange, the first one. And you get to choose whether Chloe's dead or, you know, it was a breakup. That's literally it. You do also see tidbits as well in terms of like the little texting that you always had in the games, like whenever like a character like texted you or whatever. But even it didn't feel like Chloe Price. if anything else. And it was kind of disheartening because one of my favorite characters was Chloe. I loved her so much in the first one before the storm, like, you know, just chef's kiss.
So many people loved Chloe. She was definitely a fan favorite.
Oh, 100%. Don't get me wrong,
she
I love
was.
Max because photography and creative instinct and investigative instinct. But with Chloe, it was something else. Like, I didn't really, like, resonate with her because if you know her lore, like, her backstory, like, her dad dying, obviously my dad is not dead, just to clarify. But in some of the aspects where she dyes her hair or, you know, she's having a bit of a mood swing and stuff like that, because these characters, I don't think in the first one they're not like 16, they're older than that because they're kind of like technically in college sort of situation.
I thought they were in like a special high school or something, and it
Oh,
was like the last year.
Yeah, so it would have been like 17, 18-ish.
Yeah.
I think. But anyway, yeah, so I'm still going to keep on playing it because at the end of the day, it is a good game. But anybody that's looking forward to playing it or just thinking of maybe dipping their toe in the water sort of thing with it, don't get your hopes up too high. Don't get too upset, and definitely do not, under any circumstances, give hate to the new voice actress for Chloe. Because
Never
at the
do
end of
that.
the day, never do that, period,
No.
to anyone. You know, and it's just like, I wish the new voice actress of Chloe Price a lot of, like, you know, hope for themselves and to be able to get out there because their voice is good, but
Just doesn't fit.
they just don't fit or sound like the Chloe Price we all know.
Their voice didn't really fit
Yeah,
the theme that was Chloe.
yeah, but you know, like I am with Sims, as it will always be with Life is Strange and several other games that I play, I need to have them all. I
So-
need to play them.
So,
So yeah, anyway, back onto the thing. I just wanted to get my review in because it kind of related, so I do apologize. Pardon me. But yeah, when Life is Strange Double Exposure was first revealed as the long-awaited return of Max Caulfield, it seemed like it'd be a slam dunk for fans of the series. Sure, there were questions about how it would handle the first game's big choice, but bringing back the heroine that started Life is Strange in the first place seemed like a surefire bet. That wasn't exactly the case at launch, though Double Exposure was met with mixed reviews from critics, and still is, by the way, especially on Steam, and faced with even harsher criticism from fans of the series who really hated how the game handled Max and Chloe's relationship and the series' overall tone and canon. Seems these marks against it have made a heavy impact on sales. Which, again, I agree with, because they did not handle the relationship, like if you pick that we broke up, it didn't handle it very well at all.
anyway.
You know. But anyway, yeah, there we go. That's the end of the article, but, you know, good game, shit way of handling some stuff, and, you know...
It could have been
voice
executed
differences.
better.
100% could have been, honestly. Just hire me and Ivy for your fucking team. Like, come on, man. We come up with ideas like hot shit. I'm not even joking. Like, dude, you know, just hire me and Ivy, come up with ideas and help you with the damn game and actually do it properly.
God damn it, Kane.
Well, okay, so I just looked into this, right? Because I was curious. Okay, so the original company who made Life is Strange, right? Was a company called Don't Nod. And they're the ones who came up with the story, and there's the ones that, you know, they just asked Square Enix for money and marketing help, right? Well, unfortunately, Don't Nod left, right? And they gave the game series to another company called Deck 9.
No, Don't Nod actually took over, because Deck 9's always been there from the start. They have been, because it's been on there since the first one. So Don't Nod's taken over.
Well, that's weird because the Steam and official page only said Square Enix and Deck 9 for the new game. Don't Nod isn't mentioned.
That is so weird, because even on the first game, it's always said Deck 9 in the intro.
So, I figured for this game that Don't Nod left. And that might have been why it changed a bit. I don't know. Like I said, it was just now looked up, so...
I mean, that's what it says for Wikipedia, though, and Wikipedia is not always the most reliable, but I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Fall of Storm was crafted by Deck 9, and that's on Game Ranks, and I have more of a ability to trust Game Ranks than I do Wikipedia.
Well, yeah, it says that Deck 9 worked on all of the other games, but Don't Nod isn't mentioned in the newest game at all.
That is very strange.
So, my theory is that Don't Nod left, and then they were having troubles making this game, and couldn't get the voice actor back because Don't Nod wasn't working on it. But that's just a theory.
A game theory. I'm sorry, it was open. I had to.
Yeah, go for it.
I had to. Alright.
Sorry to make this longer.
No, you're all good. You're all good. You're good. That's why you're here. Like, I appreciate when the guest actually can do stuff like that.
Yeah, no, of course, of
Yeah.
course. I'm actually on the fan wiki, which is also more more reliable than Wikipedia in itself. Which I know, like, you know, fan wiki is a subsection of it, but
It's more for the fans.
The
Yeah.
fans pay more attention to what's going on. Normal people.
Wait, normal people? What's that?
huh? Okay, so, fun little fact. Basically, on May 31st, 2017, it was announced that that longtime PlayStation developer Idle Games had rebranded and would be known from this date as Deck 9.
Okay.
It was also revealed that the studio had partnered with major AAA publisher, which we now know to be Square Enix.
Alright.
And they used a similar engine to what the Telltale games did. Ah, interesting.
Alright, you got your questions answered now?
Yeah.
Alright.
We're ready to move on.
Yeah.
Because I got still 2 things to do.
I've got like 3, but I
Let's
can
go.
limit it to 1.
Well, anyway, because I've still got my review to do. As well. So, on to the next thing. Eat pizza and kick ass in Bleach. Mate, I'm doing everything I can not to play the story right now. I'm saving that for Thursday. So, Armored Core 6. Many of you that actually been around the channel for a while know that I played through the entire game on and sometimes off stream. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've enjoyed Armored Core on and off for many, many, many years. With the first 3 Armored Core games actually being released on the PlayStation Store. And they are currently there for £7.99. I don't know what they are for other find out, I don't know what they are for monetary tags elsewhere, but the fact is, if you want to play the first 3 Armored Core games, now you can. So, it's obviously been a couple of years since Armored Core 6 released. And you'd have thought since then any form of updates would not really happen. Well, this is coming from Game Rant, and I also have confirmed it because I updated it myself. From Software has released a patch for Armored Core 6, making balance adjustments and fixing several bugs. The update brings changes to enemy AC stagger behaviour, improves hit detection, and includes fixes for system and online issue. From Software have rolled out a small patch for Armored Core 6, adjusting balance and addressing several bugs. After a short downtime, Armored Core 6 patch 1.08 is now live on PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and Steam. Armored Core may not necessarily be the first franchise that comes to mind when people think about From Software titles. Well, it certainly is for me, since they made Armored Core before they made any of the Souls titles. However, while the studio is renowned for everything related to Souls games, the Mecha Combat series has earned its place in the industry, while Armored Core 6 fires a Rubicon, achieving significant success. In July 2024, the developer revealed that the game has surpassed 3 million sales, marking a major feat for the vehicular combat franchise. Although the game has performed remarkably, From Software continues to support the game. Continues to support it and has now released a new update to keep the title running smoothly. Following an online play downtime period, players across the board can now enjoy the changes introduced into Armored Core 6 patch 1.08. Obviously, with the improvements being hit detection and improved frame part configurations that made ACs more difficult to hit. The game now more accurately registers when a player's AC is hit during combat. Good, considering some of the times when I've actually gone to hit one of the enemy ACs, it's not registered, even though it clearly should have. So, if you're still up for Armored Core, folks, then jump on it now, because, well, you might actually be able to get more done than you did before. Although, if you're still struggling against the Chapter 1 final boss, come to me and I'll be able to actually help you out. Because having beaten that boss several times now, and I know exactly how to get around it. The boss just feels like a pain in the ass, but it actually is pretty easy to deal with once you work out how to deal with it. Even with your basic starter setup, it can be done. So, demo?
Yeah, sorry. I found out through the fan wiki that Life is Strange still the episode you can play on your phone. So I'm just
everyone just went quiet, and it's like, guys.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were like, oh, your turn, like sort of situation. So, like, yeah, no, sorry, go for it. I was just also doing some more info research for personal interest reasons.
Alright, I was gonna say, oh my god. Lion, thank you for playing Mr. Krabs Watches the Stream. Basically now, if someone can clip that.
Looks like it's humping my face.
Mr. Krabs was basically wiped his ass on your face, Damo.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I can see that right now, yeah. Sorry, Kane.
Oh my. It's going to take a bit to get used to.
It is, because it's different, it's new.
Yeah, it's actually just happened, so meh. But yeah, your next article, Damo?
Yeah. Sorry, I'll just put that down. Did we talk about the Monster Hunter Wild players using stickers to request feet pics on podcast, or was that on a different stream?
I think we just discussed that on stream at one point.
Okay, because when I found it, like looking obviously back through our stuff, it said it was like after Like when we last did it.
It doesn't mean that we
I
haven't
posted
discussed
in
it
there.
on stream, just not on the Flopcast.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, this is the hee hee ha ha bit. So this is on the gamer. Yeah, as you can tell, Monster Hunter Wild players are using stickers to request feet pics. Man, this gaming community is so fucking creative with workarounds. I'm not even gonna lie.
I mean, have you seen the blacksmith? Like, damn.
Actually, no, I haven't.
You need to look her up. And you need to look up some of the scenes
Wait,
of when she's actually
hang on,
making
hang on.
stuff. Like, damn.
So
The-
what, the blacksmith in Monster Hunter Wild?
Yeah.
Okay. Images.
I don't know what her name is, but damn.
For a blonde, she is fit.
Right? And the thing is that when she's doing stuff, you like obviously like she's getting all hot and sweaty because obviously she's a blacksmith. So as you know, obviously the internet being the internet,
on.
internet being thirsty.
I'm doing a little bit of research for a second. Give me a sec. Right, okay, cool. So her actual name is Gemma in the game. Just to clarify, but that's not what I wanted to know. To be honest, but yeah, sure. Okay, this fan wiki has not helped me today, huh?
Just read the article.
Anyway, yeah. So, Monster Hunter Wilds is a roaring success for Capcom, peaking at over 1.4 million players on Steam, despite the well-documented performance
okay.
issues on PC. An interesting feature of Monster Hunter Wilds is the ability to create stickers for use in-game. You can combine the game's roster of stickers with custom text. You could probably see where this is going. Capcom's rudimentary swear filter may stop most of the offensive words from appearing on the screen of players, but stopping the internet from creating inappropriate stickers is a task. I can't pronounce that word. Yeah. Numerous videos have cropped up of some of the sticker combinations players have created. Outside of Games has compiled some of the more humorous stickers on TikTok that they also posted in the article, and that is amazing, to be honest. Ironically, the person that did the sticker for like feet pics is also called Slim. Anyway, and the person who wrote the article even stated that they are a particular fan of the sticker that depicts a palico with its first
The little cat critter.
Okay, with its fist raised in the air as if they're rocketeering off to space. The feline is calling all 1.4 million Monster Hunter Wilds players to action with a universal rallying cry. Let's goon? Okay. I don't even understand that word, but cool.
Goon.
Truly a...
Another way of
Oh,
saying
wait, hang on. Yeah, I get you now. Truly a universal motivator for
Come on,
brave
Davo.
hunters
Really?
currently
Are you that?
facing the Garganton monsters. Yes.
Come on,
yes,
Davo.
I am
Are you that
dense
fried?
today. Stop making Mr. Krabs come on my face. Not like that. God, man. God damn, I would do this to myself, don't I?
I believe that's a lion's way of saying get on with it.
Yes. Another depicts a hunter saluting with the caption, not going to say that on stream. A fairly benign sticker, but you can see the potential for harmless, rhetoric
Banter.
to be spread using this mechanic. Just wait until you start hearing about the legions of unsuspecting people who were radicalized by Monster Hunter Wild stickers. Oh boy. Another sticker shows a hunter holding a love heart that reads feet pics, and another that depicts a figure with open palmed hands outstretched with the caption, "Let me squeeze." I can imagine these solicitations will become trends with wild stickers. Although mostly harmless, the sticker system is indicative of the ongoing poor moderation of Monster Hunter Wilds. It's not a problem for solo players, but multiplayer players could be exposed to things they aren't comfortable with. Oh boy, because apparently there's been evidence that Monster Hunter Wilds moderation failed to censor racial and offensive usernames during its beta. But anyway, for now it just appears that the players are having fun with the sticker system.
They're just being thirsty motherfuckers.
Yeah, basically.
Oh god, wait till they start coming out with the fucking outfits in the game.
Right.
You saw the outfits that they had for the Navigator in World?
Yeah.
Like, damn. They start putting that on her. Oh boy. Excuse you if I want a bit of thickness with my dinosaur steaks. Hey, nothing wrong with that. We ain't saying there's anything wrong with that. It's just, we're just finding it funny the fact that people have found an intriguing way of asking for feet pics in game without saying they want feet pics.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. If anything, that's just hilarious. There was me wondering if I'll ever get Monster Hunter Wilds. And it's like, do I want to dive into that where I might end up with a random asking for feet pics?
No, fuck it, why not? Do it for the funsies, is what I say.
Oh my gosh, okay. No, the one thing I was thinking was, oh no, we're gonna do a cursed sticker run, aren't we?
No.
Kane be like, maybe if you do your feet pics, you'll get it for free for sponsorship.
As fucking if. Hey Capcom, I've just done this in representative of your game. Can I get it free and I'll do a sponsor stream? Not a chance in hell will Capcom go for that.
people have gotten fucking sponsorships for games and shit for much weirder stuff. More unconventional ways. So,
I honestly, yeah, I'm pretty sure Capcom wouldn't go for this one.
You're right. They keep trying to block us from having mods in our games. Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud?
I mean, it's not it's not like we've spoken about it on the Flopcast before or anything. And the main man who created Monster Hunter says yes, but only for a lap dance. Oh, for fuck's sake! Fuck's sake, Kane! Oh, you guys are never gonna let me live that down, are you?
Nope.
Oh.
Well, I don't really think about it.
No, it seems to be constantly on certain people's minds.
Not mine.
No, I'm talking about our little horn dog over here, Kane.
Well, Kane's always been known to be a fucking horn dog. What do you... Is it really a surprise?
Unfortunately, those alerts don't work during this part. Watch puts Mr. Krabs' ass in your face again.
Please don't. I'm not the one that deserves it. Chaos does.
Hey, I don't know why it keeps ending up on that side. Ah, Lucy, look at that!
Too late. Yeah, I can see that, bro. I can see that.
Alright.
Okay.
You good, Ivy?
Yep.
Welcome to the Flopcast. We do occasionally talk about video games. And stuff for, revolving around it. Mission to complete. Mission complete to offend my honor. Oh my god.
Offend your honor? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not offended.
I believe it's defend, but I think autocorrect changed it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Anyway, so I've gone through all the articles I have, but I do have one thing I wish to talk about. Xenoblade Chronicles X, my own review. Now, I've been playing it a lot, as many people here can attest. And anyone that actually watched the streams that I've been uploading, yes. I do have some good things to say and some bad things to say, having played it. So, we'll get with the good things. I love the environment. I love how it plays. That I've been used to having a limited amount of skills at my hand. Well, and that being limited on with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and 3, not having played 1. I like the fact there's obviously I can assign different arts and I actually have options. I like the class system. I like the fact when you max out the class, you can then swap to max out the final part of your tree, of your class tree. You can then swap to a different class and take the weapons and their arts to a different class. Um, I do like how that is obviously a thing. It does take a while, obviously, to build up, but I have found ways around it. I do love the Skell, aka the mechs. I love how easy it is to transform from full mech form to vehicle form. How seamless that is. It's very good. I do enjoy the voice acting and the amount of voice actors that are actually in it. It looks really great. I've not had any issues in regards of any like graphical issues whatsoever. I've definitely through how often I'm playing it, I'm definitely enjoying the amount of costumes. The amount of costumes you can unlock basically attains to the armor. So once you've got that armor, if it's new and looks different, you can then change that and basically be what you wear. Though you're wearing different armor, you could actually look like something. We could have something else completely different. In regards to the bad stuff, I don't like the fact that if you go to do a story or affinity mission, you can't just walk away and go and do some other... if you do story mission, you can't then just go and do an affinity mission if you need to level up or you want to get some stuff done. And if you get into an affinity mission, you're locked into it. You can't just cancel it and then do something else. Because some missions do require you to actually wait for the probes to bring up certain items. And you can't always get them to appear. I'm looking into it, and some people had been waiting hours for certain materials to appear, and they hadn't. And some got them within minutes. I do find that a bit odd. And I don't like the fact that you're locked in. That's kind of a bad thing. I will admit, I do have a slight bit of lag when I play the game. Like controller lag. And that's not my controller. That's actually the game itself. So I don't know if I've got to retweak the reaction on it. Or what have you.
It might be, but it could also be to do with the game itself, because obviously, I know I don't have to say this to you, but it's just been released. There should be a patch to fix it. It could just be a dead zoning issue to do with controllers in itself, and like,
Remember,
that's legit. It's not. I don't think it's just you. I think it's been like worldwide.
Hang on. It might also be because my Switch is also one of the originals.
Possibly.
Yeah. I'm still... I think I've worked out how to do the online stuff. I think I've worked out how to do that now.
Mm.
So it's probably going to take a bit before, obviously... I tried to do one of the raids that's just been released, one of the timed raids. And I got my ass handed to me, to say the least. I will say it doesn't seem like many people are actually online playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
And if they are, they've not reached some of the area that I've got to yet. But that would be because I kind of powered through some of the story in order to get my mech. We need to make a private lobby.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, we do. So, overall, am I very, very happy with the game? Yes. Do I think it's worth getting? If you're a fan of the Xenoblade series, yes. I'm definitely going to be playing more of it on stream, and I'm definitely going to be grinding out levels as well as getting the classes maxed out. Yes. Well, to be fair, I only looked a couple of times, and that's about it. So I'm not surprised there are people who are already level 99. Whenever there's a game out, I'm not surprised when there are people who literally like already maxed out.
Yeah, or like even completely
overnight.
Yeah, because they literally have nothing else better to do. Literally can't fucking talk. But yeah, no, if I were to give it a mark out of 10, I would give it a 9 out of 10. No, sorry, an 8 out of 10. Because it took so long for us to actually get to the multiplayer, and it was only literally just beating 3 story chapters. And when I did the mission when I got to chapter 6, because I found out you had to beat chapter 6 in order to get to do in order to unlock the mission to unlock your mech. I then also saw that you had to do literally 9 missions in order to actually get the license for the mech. And those who saw my stream the other day will actually saw I went through the whole thing. The longest part was actually trying to do the survey. Trying to survey the area up north. That was a bitch. Especially in one of the areas that I'd set up one of the probes, there was a level 49 monster asleep right next to it. So I had to sneak up to it to put it in, and every time I end up teleporting there, fucker's still there. I don't think he's going to move unless I kick his ass. And considering I'm only level 33, I believe, I ain't touching that motherfucker for at least another 20 levels. You killed it. Well, no surprise. You ended up at level 37 before you hit chapter 3, mate. But yeah, no. I'd definitely say an 8 out of 10. It is very good. There's definitely certain things they definitely need to patch up. The getting locked in the story mission and the affinity missions, I do think they may need to rework how they go. And make it so when you start one, you can then go to a different one, if need be. Because if, say, you have to wait for the probe to do the stuff, you can do other missions, you just can't do other story missions, which is bullshit. But fingers crossed they actually do more. They're still on chapter 5 at level 57. Jesus Christ, man. Fuck's sake, Kane. But yeah, that's all I've got.
I mean, to be fair, like, the next two are like, genuinely really short. So, one, also from Game Rant, but whatever, like, that's where it came out, like, I found out about it. So, this is actually about an entry of the Silent Hill series. Actually, one of my least preferred ones, which is actually Silent Hill 4, The Room.
Mm-hmm.
That's a me issue. But I did also find out, and I actually looked on GOG for this. Silent Hill 4, The Room has officially been added to GOG's preservation program with restored content and controller support. Anyone that's played this bloody thing on PC and has somehow managed to get it fixed enough is still met with atrocious porting issues that clearly happened on this originally. Well, guess what? Silent Hill 4, The Room was released on GOG in obviously 2020, but it's now obviously made its way to the preservation program, which means that the people at GOG / CD Projekt Red, when they have a game in their preservation program, that means not only do they restore content that was lost or, you know, Thanos out of thin air because of the porting issues, and obviously add controller support if and when they can. So what they basically do is they technically remaster it, but they don't. They just fix the game and push it out there. And I can't believe I'm about to say this. Now it's making me want to play it. Because it's fixed. Because I originally played it on a very old laptop that I had, basically, which is very discontinued now. Yes.
Play it. Go to the dark side. Play
I mean, I would. I would if I had money. That I do not. And it's currently in a fucking sale too, and I'm like,
Sell your feet pics.
I am not selling feet pics. Like,
Stop
the most
fucking
you get
telling me
feet
to do
pics
mine.
wise is literally pictures of my feet in socks and fluffy socks. That's all you'll get. But even then, I'm not even
That could be the
doing
preview, and
because-
then you sell the paid people
Oh,
can actually
I
go for the
hate
real
my
thing.
feet.
So do I.
I hate my feet. Why you do this?
So do I.
But anyway, yeah. And then the last one is actually, I know you're sick and tired of me talking about him,
Oh, for God's sake.
but this is
Oh,
also from the
no.
gamer, which I actually screenshot because they forgot to post a goddamn link in the comments on Facebook like they normally do on the 12th. Okay, Neil Newborn reveals that Final Fantasy VIII is his favorite entry in the series, and if he got to play one of the characters, I'm gonna butcher the name here.
Cypher.
Cypher, thank you, Cypher. If a remake ever happens, and you know what, I'm down for that. I am so down for it. But if they choose, like, honestly, if they picked him for a different Final Fantasy,
No.
like in the series, like sort of thing for him to do voice work for, definitely want to see.
He
him
wouldn't
play
fit that
Sephiroth.
character. His voice
Ah,
wouldn't fit
yeah,
that.
He wouldn't
Should've.
fit Cypher.
He-
No. No.
No, he.
Please, no.
I'm gonna say this now, as a fan of Final Fantasy VIII, he would. Knowing his work and how he is, yes, he would like to play. I don't think his voice would fit Cypher. Cypher is
No.
far too rough for that. His voice is a bit more distinguished.
Yes, but he
Yeah.
also was in Resident Evil 8.
He's also in Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
I know. As well as We Happy Few. And also did the, not stop motion, the bubble suit thing.
Mocap.
That's the one. For Until Dawn. For one of the characters, he actually did the mocap for, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
And yeah, no, he did, which is fucking cool. That's all I've got to say anyway.
Yeah, again, I honestly, like, he's really good, but I don't think he'd suit Cypher.
What about Sephiroth?
No.
I can see
No.
him doing Sephiroth a little bit.
No.
Or maybe Cloud.
No.
No.
Cloud.
Demo, stop
No.
trying to put him on anything and everything.
Look, we know my taste in Final
No.
Fantasy men.
Yeah, and trust me, he would not fit.
But here's the deal. Okay. You want to put him as a character in Final Fantasy VIII, right?
Any of them, but go ahead.
What's that guy's name that's supposed to be the sharpshooter sniper dude?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
You remember?
Yeah. I know who you're
I
talking
can't
about.
remember his name.
I was gonna say, what about
Yeah, Laguna would be good too.
Yeah.
See? I could put him somewhere.
Yeah.
But no, I'm sorry, not Cypher.
I think it's because Cypher is one of his favorite characters in that game.
Cypher's
And
also
Well, yeah.
childish.
Yeah, but yeah, no.
Yeah,
Cypher
yeah.
is that.
Hang on, Demo.
Demo!
Shut your
Give
beak.
me a second. Okay, Cypher is that 18-year-old brat that's making tattoos on himself and just rough and gangster and an absolute jerk.
Has mommy issues as well.
Okay, now that you've put it that way,
Yeah.
because the fact that Chaos was like, and childish, and I'm like, that's perfect.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
And now
Trust
he
me.
explains it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I get what you're coming from now. Thank you.
He's also a massive dick.
Yeah, no. no. Cypher is an absolute jerk. You would hate Neil Newborn if he did it right.
Nah, probably not.
You'd
He's
hate
played
the
a
man.
few dickheadish characters, to be honest.
Not
TV
to this
included.
extent, Damo.
Not to this extent. I'm starting to lose a battle, so now I'm gonna kill my enemy on purpose, even though it's supposed to be a tutorial practice mission.
Yeah, that type of shit is actually kind of frustrating when it's a tutorial, and I'm like, what? No.
Yeah.
Let me try and do
That's who Cypher is.
That's who Cypher is.
Although, not gonna lie, I'd be interested to see who they'd get to play quite a few of the other characters, like the teacher one. That's constantly following around. I'd love to see who they get to play her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Easy, the voice actress for Paimon.
No,
Oh no. No.
No, because you said it was a joke.
no. She
No.
actually contributes way more than Paimon ever will,
Okay, fair enough.
and she's
Not
not
just
she's
for the
not
free
annoying either.
No. Well. No.
In some instances she can be. I mean, yes, she kind of at one point does admit she did have feelings for Squall.
At the very beginning, you know, it's like, well,
Yeah.
the way she acts like a 5-year-old sometimes and repeats what little the poor man says on purpose
So-
just to piss him
Ooh.
off.
Ooh, Colleen
So,
Klinkerbit
voice
could
acting,
Colleen Klinkerbit could be good.
Yeah.
Brina,
Oh yeah.
she can do that. She's very
You
good
can
at
do
that.
that. I mean, sign me up. But no.
Yo, I'll be Zach.
Yeah, you'll be Zach.
Yeah. Yo, I could voice someone who's
Zell?
Zell. That's it. I always called him Zach.
Yeah, there you go.
I always called him Zach.
Yeah.
He seems like a Zach.
He seems like a Zach, but they named him Zell so that you didn't think he was renamed because of the last Zach.
Yeah. I mean, I could still probably find a way to
They
actually
are
make him
pretty
punchable.
similar.
But here's the thing: this is all actually just running on the assumption that they would actually make a remaster of 8 altogether. Look how long it took for him to make a remaster of 7.
Well, here's the deal. They did make a remaster, but they kind of just ported it on
Yeah.
everything.
We're talking about like remake.
Yeah.
We're talking to
I
that
don't
level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Selfie. Oh. Do you know how hard she would be to do? You'd have to get the girl from Pinkie Pie to pull that off.
No, that could actually be Paimon. Paimon's voice actress.
Yeah. Yeah.
She would actually fit that.
She would fit that.
Yeah. So, is that it?
We'd sit here for hours.
is
Yeah,
that it?
that's it.
All right.
Basically, yeah.
Well, Ivy, thank you for joining us for a surprise entrance.
Yep.
Demo, as always, thank you for joining.
Anytime.
And to everyone that's actually watched this either on YouTube or Twitch, thank you also for watching. If you watch this on YouTube, you can check out the rest of the playlist for all the other episodes that we have done. Because yes, we're on episode 77. You can check out all the others. When we hit 100, what the fuck are we going to do?
Do something special.
Yeah, start. Literally, it'd just be 5 seconds long. How the fuck are we still allowed to do this? Ends episode.
Shut down immediately.
Just have like the background where the lights turn off. Don't give me more work, Ivy says. I don't know, that's your thought. But yes,
No, right?
thank you
Ryan,
everyone so
stop
much for
touching
tuning
me
in.
for now.
Tim, thank you for the gifted subs, my dude. Was not expecting that at the beginning. And thank you everyone so much who are watching this. The next episode will be on the 7th of April. Unless anything happens to which we got to cancel it, but I'll let you know ahead of time. But with that being said, though, folks, make sure you take all your personal belongings with you because we are going to be shutting our doors now. and anything you do leave behind will get used to fight off Inventor. Because guess what? Those goblins ain't yours, motherfucker. They're mine. But with that being said, raise your pizzas high and say it with me. Stay chaotic and live for the challenge.
Challenge.
Bye.